stop. Look at that tiny white flake on your burger. You think it's a piece of a vegetable, don't you? You think a chef in the back of the kitchen took a real onion from a farm and chopped it up fresh for your meal. You are dead wrong. What you are actually swallowing is a ghost. It is a biological illusion. It is 1 gram of industrial powder that has been brought back to life in a bucket of warm water. In the world of the golden arches and the king of burgers, nothing is what it seems. That crunch you hear when you bite down, that isn't the sound of freshness. That is the sound of a dehydrated cell being forced to expand by a chemical process. Most people are walking through the drive-thru in a total food trance. They see a garnish and they think nature. But in 2026, the food industry has mastered the art of the fake fresh. They have figured out how to turn a bag of dried dust into a garnish that looks, smells, and tastes like a real onion, but it has no soul. It has no life. If you think your stomach was designed to digest reanimated powder, you are making a mistake you will regret forever. In the next few minutes, I am going to pull back the curtain on the Dehydrated Onion Illusion. I will show you the dirty buckets in the back of the shop where your food is awakened. Most people will keep eating the powder, but after you see how this magic trick is done, you will never look at a burger garnish the same way again. Let's look at the secret life of the 1 gram onion. Let's talk about the first lie you've been told, the freshly chopped myth. When you walk into a sub shop or a burger joint with golden arches, you expect to hear the sound of a knife hitting a wooden cutting board. You expect to see a real vegetable with its skin still on. But look closer at the back of the kitchen. There are no crates of onions. There are no onion tears. There is only a shelf full of giant industrial plastic bags. Inside those bags is the dust. It is 1 gram of dehydrated onion flakes. To the big corporations, real onions are a nightmare. They rot, they smell, they take up too much space in the truck. But the dust, it lasts for years. It's cheap, it's easy, and they hope you are too distracted by the salty meat to notice the difference. You think that crunch in your mouth is the sign of a healthy vegetable? Wrong. That is the sound of a rehydrated cell wall. Imagine taking a piece of cardboard, soaking it in sugar water, and then biting it. It would be crunchy, wouldn't it? That is exactly what is happening in your burger. Most people ask, but it tastes like an onion, so what's the big deal? Here is the answer they don't want you to hear. When you dehydrate a vegetable to the point of turning it into a flake, you kill its spirit. You strip away the natural oils. You destroy the vitamins. You are left with a ghost of a vegetable, a placeholder for food. In 2026, these brands have mastered the illusion of freshness. They use warm water to awaken these flakes in a plastic tub, usually sitting on a dirty floor or a greasy counter. They aren't cooking your garnish. They are inflating it. They are turning 1 gram of powder into a garnish that fills your burger, but leaves your body starving for real nutrition. They are selling you a shadow, and they are charging you the price of a real meal. Let's look at the birth of your garnish. Have you ever wondered why these onions are always perfectly white? Why don't they ever have those little purple rings or the natural green stems you see at a farmer's market? It's because these aren't just dried onions. They are processed ghosts. In the back of the golden arches or your favorite sub shop, there is no garden. There is a rehydration station. This is where the magic trick happens. A worker takes a 1 gram bag of dehydrated flakes, material that looks like fish food or wood shavings, and dumps it into a plastic tub. Then, they add water. But it's not just water. To keep these onions looking fresh and snowy white for hours under a hot heat lamp, they often use sodium metabisulfite. This is a preservative and a bleaching agent. Without it, these onions would turn a sickly brown or gray within minutes of touching the air. But with it, they stay bright, white, and fake fresh all day long. Think about that for a second. You are eating a vegetable that has been bleached and then resurrected in a plastic bucket. And here is the biggest scandal, the weight trick. Real onions are heavy because they are full of natural juice and nutrients, but dehydrated flakes weigh almost nothing. This allows these billion-dollar corporations to ship millions of onions in a single tiny truck. They save millions of dollars on gas and storage while you pay full price for a reconstituted garnish. They have turned a vegetable into a logistics miracle. They have traded the farm for a laboratory. Most people think they are getting a balanced meal because there's a little bit of white garnish on their burger. But you aren't eating a plant. You are eating a rehydrated industrial byproduct. You are eating 1 gram of powder that has been puffed up with tap water and chemicals just to make your eyes think you are eating a salad. Now, let's talk about the moment of regret. Not the regret you feel in your mind, but the regret your stomach feels the second you swallow that reanimated garnish. You think your body is smart, right? It knows how to handle an onion. It has been doing it for thousands of years. But your body does not recognize a ghost. When you eat 1 gram of rehydrated powder from the Golden Arches or a sub shop, your digestive system goes into a state of confusion. Real onions have natural enzymes. They have live cells. They have moisture that belongs to the plant. But these industrial flakes, they are structurally broken. They have been stripped of their life force in a factory and then puffed up with tap water and bleaching agents like sodium metabisulfite. As soon as that yoga mat of a garnish hits your stomach acid, it doesn't just melt away. Because it was once bone dry, it starts to suck up the moisture inside your body. It acts like a tiny chemical sponge in your gut. This is why many people feel bloated, heavy, and gassy after a fast food meal. It's not just the grease. It's the industrial dust trying to rehydrate inside your intestines. In 2026, we are seeing more gut health issues than ever before. Why? Because we are feeding our internal garden with laboratory experiments. Your immune system looks at these bleached, sulfur-soaked flakes and asks, "What is this?" It treats it like a foreign invader. This leads to internal inflammation. You might feel a brain fog an hour after your lunch. You might feel your energy drop to zero. You think it's a food coma, but it's actually your body fighting a battle against a garnish that was never meant to be reborn in a bucket. Every bite of that 1 gram powder is a tiny slap to your metabolism. Most people will ignore the bloating and the fatigue. They'll just grab another burger tomorrow. But you? You now know that your fresh garnish is actually an industrial burden your body will spend the next 24 hours trying to survive. Now that you've seen the ghost garnish for what it really is, you have a choice. You can keep being a victim of the Golden Arches magic trick, or you can start a one-man revolution for your own health. You don't have to be a lab rat for the dust anymore. Here is how you survive the 2026 food illusion. Number 1. The texture test. The next time you're at a fast food counter, look at the onions. Are they perfectly identical, snowy white, and cut into tiny perfect squares? If they look like they were made by a 3D printer, they probably were. Real onions have imperfections. They have different sizes, slight color changes, and they don't look chalky. If it looks too perfect, it's a rehydrated ghost. Put the burger down. Number 2. Ask the knife question. Don't be afraid to ask the worker, do you chop your onions here, or do they come in a bag? In most big chains, the workers don't even know what a real onion looks like. They only know the white powder bucket. If they can't tell you where the knife is, you know you are eating a laboratory byproduct. Number 3. The anti-sulfur choice. In 2026, many local diners and smaller chains are moving back to farm to table because they know we are waking up. Support the brands that show you the kitchen. If you can see a crate of vegetables behind the counter, that is where your money belongs. You're paying for life, not for sodium metabisulfite. Number 4. Build your own garnish. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. If you must have that fast food burger, ask for no onions. Then, take it home and add your own fresh, organic slices. You will immediately notice the difference. Your brain will feel sharper, your stomach won't bloat, and the flavor will be 1,000 times better. By choosing real vegetables over industrial dust, you are taking your power back. You are telling these billion-dollar corporations that you are a human being, not a consumer of reanimated powder. We have reached the moment of truth. You now know the secret of the 1 gram garnish. You've seen how a tiny flake of industrial dust is resurrected in a plastic bucket to trick your eyes and satisfy your cravings. It's a brilliant business model for the Golden Arches, but it is a disaster for your body. But here is the most terrifying part. The food industry is betting that you won't care. They think you are too tired, too busy, or too addicted to the salt and grease to demand a real vegetable. They are banking on your silence. They want you to keep swallowing the bleach, the preservatives, and the ghost of an onion without ever asking why. The choice is now yours. You can walk away from this video and go right back into the food trance. You can keep feeding your family rehydrated laboratory experiments because they are convenient. Or you can draw a line in the sand. You can decide that your stomach is not a disposal unit for industrial byproducts. Don't let your friends and family stay in the dark. If you know someone who lives on fast food, send them this video right now. Show them the bucket. Show them the illusion. We have to stop accepting fake fresh as the standard. The next time you see those tiny, white, perfect squares on a burger, remember, it's not food, it's a ghost. And for the sake of your health, your energy, and your future, stop swallowing the illusion.